What's going on, you guys? It's the FPL Penguin Calvin back again with another stream for you all. Hope you're doing good. In today's stream, I'll be talking about with two special guests all the way from the FPL Duo YouTube channel, Huss and Jordan. How you doing, lads?
Yeah, we're good, thanks.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
I'm doing very well.
Great to have you on. Great to have you on. We'll be talking about Game Week 7 and also how we're going on Game Week 6 as well. It has been a while since I've done a guest stream because we know about the midweek game week last week. That was something. A bit of a dodgy game week for a lot of managers. But yeah, we're going to be talking about all things FPL, maybe a bit about Man United, a bit about Liverpool, and some questions from you guys as we go along. Anyway, lads, thank you so much for taking the time for coming on. I really do appreciate it. I think it's the second time you guys have been on my channel. You came on quite a few months ago. Great to have you back on. So, like I want to start off with my guests is a bit of an intro. Is to get to know the guests a bit more better for me and for the people watching. Always great to hear the backstory and how you met and how the YouTube channel, the account was made, and how long you've been playing FPL, of course. So, Huss, Jordan, tell us how do you guys know each other? How long have you been playing FPL Duo? Let us know.
Okay, so basically, obviously, I've known Jordan pretty much all my life. Really, we went to school together from back in the day, so I've known him for pretty much most of my childhood, really. So, but we decided to start FPL. Basically, we started playing FPL. I've been playing seriously, I'd say, for about 3 or 4 seasons because I used to play many moons ago back in like school and stuff, but I never took it seriously. Started playing seriously for about 3-4 seasons, and then one day I just thought, you know what, I was chatting to Jordan about it, and then we thought, we love FPL, we always playing it, talking about it all the time, WhatsApp, whatnot, and we thought, we might as well one day go on a little podcast and talk about it, and that's kind of where it started from. And I've always wanted to do YouTube and FPL, so it all linked together, and I thought, you know what, let's try it, and here we are. A couple of months later now, we've had a channel for about 8-9 months, so yeah, still new, obviously, to the game, but let's see.
Awesome. Jordan, what about you? Tell us about FPL.
So yeah, I've been playing FPL. I'll say Huss introduced it to me 2 seasons ago. So I obviously done my first season where I didn't play it as properly as I was learning how everything worked in fantasy. Because I do remember I played my free hit in game week 2 in my first season, and I remember Huss saying to me, "Oh wow, that was pretty early for your free hit," and I was like, "Do I get another one next week?" And obviously, no, I don't. So yeah. That was I'll say the first season for me in fantasy was a learning curve, but now in my second season, it has become more of a profession in terms of making the right choices, strategies, and whatnot. And yeah, obviously Huss gave me this opportunity to obviously do this YouTube with him as well, and forever thankful for this because it's been a great journey so far, and hopefully it's a very prosperous journey as we continue doing this together. And yeah, it's been a great journey so far. Hoping to see much more.
Awesome. No, thank you for that. Great to know the guests a bit more better, and no, really appreciate it. So let's get into how we got on in the last game week, shall we? We'll start off with, let's see who's first. Huss. Let's see. Yep, here we are.
Yep.
What happened last week, mate? Are you any transfers? What happened?
So yeah, it was a pretty terrible game week. Obviously, I think a lot of managers did pretty badly. You see the average score was only 45. I did get 40 points, so yeah, below the average. So wasn't very happy about that. I don't think any of my players really got a return other than Haaland and Pascal Gross with the assist. So all in all, pretty shocking. But I have actually done a transfer already because I had 2 free transfers for. Shall I come on to transfer at the moment?
Yeah, I'll move on to your game week 17. Let's go.
So yeah, as you guys can see, that's how I'm actually lined up for now. I am playing a 4-4-2. I have already done I went early, and I don't normally go on an early transfer, but I've bought in Trippier for Kukurea. after Chilwell's performance, I thought, Cucurella probably won't start. So I did go early on Trippier, and I've done that now. But now I'm thinking maybe it wasn't the right move just because Cucurella might play on the weekend again. And he's got Fulham. Potter's come in now, so maybe that doesn't work out. But we'll have to wait and see. I've still got one free transfer. My plan is to currently roll the second transfer, and then have 2 free transfers in game week 8, and then go from there. But obviously, wildcard scenario as well. We're probably going to look to wildcard in game week 9. So thought I'd leave 2 free transfers for game week 8, but that's where I'm at right now for game week 17. 4-4-2 with Trent, Dunk, Cancelo, and Trippier. Got Gross, Salah, Martinelli, Luis Diaz, and then Jesus, Haaland up top. And I've got like 0.3 in the bank and 1 free transfer. So that's the team. And yeah, I've got Haaland as my vice captain at the moment, I think, as well. So that's probably going to change as well. We'll probably come on to that regarding captain picks. But yeah, that's the team for now.
Yeah, it's just give my thoughts on quickly before we get Jordan's. Yeah, the star captaincy. I know you're a fellow Liverpool fan like myself, especially after last night's game. It's we've not had the best of starts this season, have we? That's I've just got to say now, dropping points to Man United, dropping points to Everton, and now not a great start to the Champions League group either. So yeah, we're going to get to the team, but at the moment, I'm currently still on Salah myself captaincy. Something's got to give. Something's got to happen. I mean, we've got to turn things around. I'm not saying go all out and score 9 goals past Wolves like we did against Bournemouth. Obviously, it's going to be a tougher test. I know a lot of people probably be looking at maybe mostly Haaland because he's probably returned in every single game week, should we say, in FPL. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Jordan, on maybe Salah captaincy and to give you?
Well, on Salah's performance yesterday night against Napoli, I mean, I wanted to say that if he played well in that game, I'd be more confident on giving him the captaincy. But obviously, it's different. Obviously, because that's Europa National League, and this is Premiership, so different environments. But it didn't give me much confidence that the captaincy is to go on Salah for me personally, just because of how Liverpool are performing in their matches, not even in the Premier League, but in different competitions. And it's been given to give me doubt as well whether if it is even worth having Salah in your teams now, just because of lack of performance from Liverpool overall. I think Luis Diaz is best of the bad bunch at the moment, personally, for Liverpool.
It's a tough one because, we know Jota's coming back as well. There's going to be some rotation there in Champions League, so I'm a bit skeptical about Diaz at the minute as well. It's a tough one. I don't want to sound so negative about our team horse, about Liverpool, but something needs to give. I don't know. Salah's not had the greatest of starts. I don't know what it is. Maybe, but I don't know. But is any other areas you want to talk about us as well that
I mean, regarding Liverpool, I think we've seen Liverpool. I've watched every single Liverpool game this season, and they don't look right. So I am worried. I had Salah as my captain pretty much the whole week. I was pretty set on Salah. But since the game yesterday against Napoli, the 4-1, I am now switching to Haaland because I think Salah hasn't given me anything to see, like anything positive to me to put the captain's armband on him. And Haaland, he's scoring every week. So I know Tottenham's a tough game for Haaland, but I just think with Salah's form and the way Liverpool are playing right now, I think it's very risky to go there because Wolves are another team. I think Wolves has only conceded 4 goals so far this season. So they've got one of the better defensive records. And I can see that game being a 0-0, where Liverpool struggle to score potentially. So I'm not so keen on Salah at the moment. I know it's a big U-turn from my last couple of videos, but Liverpool right now, they don't look right. And I am worried as a Liverpool fan going forward. And plus, Luis Diaz might also be a rotation risk as well. As you mentioned, Jota's back, Núñez is back. Maybe Luis Diaz gets a rest. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm not sure. At the moment it's on Haaland, but let's see.
Yeah, there will be rotation surely, and which we need to get our heads screwed back on. I'm just looking as well at with the latest top transfer outs on And basically, Trent is like nearly 300k. I've taken him out, and nearly 500k I've taken Salah out going into this week. Yeah, I think what it is for me, and probably for you as well, is that we feel it's a biased decision because we both support Liverpool, and also we know what Mo Salah's like. But basically, we support Liverpool. We love Liverpool. We want to have those players like Trent and Salah in our team, because it's really tough. It really is. I think I'm almost at that point now where I'm near enough going to probably ditch Salah very, very soon. I don't know about Trent, because Trent, to me, still in the eye test, I still like Trent. He's still very attacking. I think getting rid of Salah is going to save me a heap load of money, obviously. I mean, and then I can spread that around. I don't necessarily think getting rid of Trent is a must. I think getting rid of Salah very, very soon. I think this week for me is last chance. You know, it's going to be a tough game. I'm not saying it's going to be 9-0. Wolves are very sound at the back at the minute like they were last season. But I feel this one last chance for me with Mo Salah going into game week 7, and then probably a good thing about it in the bloody international break in game week 9. But yeah, Jordan, any more questions for Huss's team before we move to yours?
I don't think so. I think that pretty much covers the team for Huss's team.
No worries. Are you all right, Huss? Did you want to add anything else to your team?
I mean, we'll come on to it in a sec. I was also going to mention the wild carding. When we decide to wild card, do we go with? I don't think we can safely say 3 Liverpool players is probably not needed on a wild card anymore either.
No,
even maybe 1 Liverpool player going forward on a wild card, but we'll see. Because
I'd feel more comfortable just having 1. I think triple is just absolutely pushing it. Double, I would be brave enough if I still had my wild card. I've blown my wild card already a few weeks ago, but if I still had my wild card, I would probably just go with Trent. I don't know what the rest of our fixtures are like. I don't know if we've got Man City or something like that. But it's a tough one. But I think if you see someone like Salah, even without captaincy, not even getting an assist on a regular basis, it's very worrying. It is very, very, very worrying. And also we know with Diaz, huge question mark. Jota's back, rotation, Champions League. Is he a League Cup just around the corner as well? So yeah, it's very difficult. It really is. So yeah, are we all right to move on to Jordan? No,
yep.
Are you all good? Cool. Right, we'll move on to. Let's find it. Here we go. Jordan's team. This is how you got on last week, mate. The similar points to Huss.
Yeah, just that extra point.
Yeah, trying to rub it in. At 1 point. Go on, mate.
Okay, so yeah, pretty much in a similar boat to obviously most people that have a template team. So I feel like only Nico Williams, who got an assist, got a return in that game where I think, Nottingham Forest actually lost when they were winning 2-0 at half time. Then second half, they lost 3-2, which was an outstanding feat for them, obviously. Massive win for Bournemouth. And then my next return is probably from Pascal Gross, who got the assist in the Brighton game against Leicester. And I was kind of hoping more from Pascal Gross, but there was a lot of potential from a lot of Brighton assets in that game because it was utterly fell apart for Leicester in defence. It was non-existent at times, and they really need to work on that. And then obviously I captained Haaland for that game week, who got is 18 points on him. So he was the best captaincy pick for that game week. So I was happy with that choice because he pretty much salvaged that game week with the captaincy. Otherwise, it would have been completely, utterly the worst game week probably this season so far overall.
Should we move on to your game week 7 team, Jordan?
Yeah, you can move on to game week 7 team.
Let's move on to it. I'll scroll down here. Okay, right. Jordan, talk us through your team. Any transfers? What are your plans? Any wild card left, or tell us, mate, what's happening?
Okay. So obviously I'm playing Sanchez in goal. He's got Bournemouth away. you can say Brighton have the best fixture of game week 7 with Bournemouth. I'm playing 4 at the back with Trent. Obviously, got Wolves at home, and hopefully this will be the last chance for Liverpool assets. I would say if they don't do well against Wolves home, then there might be some thinking to do and tinkering to do with the team, especially with the wild card in mind as well, depending on how that fixture goes. And we'll just have to see. And next we have Cancelo, who versus Tottenham at home, and obviously that will be a difficult fixture even for Man City, who we've seen control games like with ease, but Tottenham might give them a run for their money, especially with the way they're playing. Obviously, Conte has improved the squad since he has come to the club, and obviously we've seen problems sometimes with Man City's defence at times, but I'm sure in that game there won't be many, or there'll be lots of chances on both sides, but it'll be quite a tough match for both teams. I don't expect a clean sheet in that game, but there's always a chance that Cancelo can get a return from an assist or maybe a goal. And then obviously I got Stupinan, who has Bournemouth away. He's quite a risk. I feel like Trossard will play instead of him, so I'm not sure what I'll probably do with him. Maybe I'll just play him anyway and see if he starts, if he's going to start. But if not, I do have bench options in the case. But because of Bournemouth away, I'm still going to play him just in case he does start in that game. And then finally, Reece James, who's got Fulham away. And I'll probably say this is probably last chance for maybe Reece James, despite Chelsea having really good fixtures, even after game week 9. But ever since I've brought Reece James in, he hasn't really given much in return for me. I mean, I did have Trippier in that position, and it has literally killed me bringing Reece James in for Trippier so far, because not only has Trippier kept more clean sheets than Reece James, but he also scored a goal as well from a free kick against Man City out of all fixtures that you would think there's no way that's going to happen. But yeah, I kind of have to rest with Reece James for at least one more week and see what he does against Fulham away. And that pretty much covers the back four for my team.
Awesome. I just wanted to just say I love the Jesus captaincy, especially we know with Pickford being out for a month. We heard the other day. So probably, is it Begovic, the second keeper for Everton?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, when Pickford's on form, when he starts, he's on form. I'm maybe not the biggest fan of him. He turns up for England, doesn't he? But I mean, for Everton, on his day, he does pull some saves Everton's arses in a lot of games. But yeah, I think that's a big blow for him. I think Captain Jesus is, his form kind of dipped a bit last couple of weeks. But I know a lot of people are thinking of getting rid of him along with Trent and Salah this week. But I think you've got to keep him, one last chance. And, with that news coming out with Pickford out, Jesus, Martinelli, Saka owners, you could be feasting. You could be. I'm not saying it's going to be like a 4-5-6-0 win for Arsenal, but, you could be some decent returns from those players that you've got, those Arsenal players. Horst, do you want to ask any questions on Jordan's team?
Yeah, I agree regarding Jesus and Martinelli. I think they're coming off the back of that loss to Man United. They need to bounce back, and Everton at home is still a good fixture. Jesus is an interesting captain pick as well, I think. Probably a better captain pick than Salah, to be honest. But I'm still on Haaland, but I do like the Jesus pick if you want to go a bit different. I think it could work out, and I wouldn't be against even bringing in a Saka. If you are, for people that are wildcard in game week 8, maybe just taking a punt on Saka, going triple Arsenal, potentially for Luis Diaz to Saka, you probably could do that move, and then, and you have triple Arsenal, because I do think they'll get some joy in that game. But yeah, what's your, obviously I spoke to you off air, because Jordan you told me you're wildcarding, aren't you, in game week 8?
Yeah, that's after the news you told me about Brighton, obviously, the fixture against Crystal Palace. Because I have triple Brighton, I don't think it'd be wise to hang on for the wild card for Game Week 9, which I originally had it planned for. But because of this recent news of the cancellation of that game, my plans are now to move it to Wildcard onto Game Week 8 instead now, just because of that surprising news. But yeah, because of obviously that, I have to use a transfer this week. I might as well, because then obviously wildcarding Game Week 8, I don't want to waste that extra transfer, which you did say also. So yeah, it's probably looking like Luis Diaz could be a possible transfer out to someone else. I'm not too sure who I have picked for that. I have to do some thinking, obviously, because this is news that's I've just recently heard about. So I haven't really given it much thought on who to bring in for that player.
Yeah, this is just what I forgot to ask Huss as well. Ask the question for both of you. Would you both of you consider, if you're both looking to get rid of Salah very, very soon, if he blanks especially this week, would you consider Kevin De Bruyne? There you go. Should we start
definitely.
with Huss?
Also, obviously, my plan is to roll the transfer, roll one transfer. I'm gonna have Salah this week. I think Wolves, you probably got to keep him. Game week 8, he has Chelsea, doesn't he? I think definitely you could consider getting rid of him. If you're on a wildcard 9, you can get rid of him there, and then maybe bring him back for whoever he has in game week 10. But at the moment, it looks like I would be tempted to get rid of Salah. I don't think Liverpool are, playing very well, and Man City, they are the best team in the league right now. So Kevin De Bruyne, I can see why people would go there personally. I think it could be a good move, and until Liverpool show us that they're back to their form, we could just avoid some of their assets. I'm still probably would keep Salah, but I'd probably get rid of Trent and Diaz. But I can see why people would be wanting to get rid of Salah, definitely.
Just before we get to Jordan, just looking at Kevin De Bruyne from game week 8 to game week 10, he's got Wolves, Manchester United, and Southampton. Jordan, are you tempted at all, like for a wild card, Kevin De Bruyne, maybe Salah to De Bruyne?
It's not particularly to Kevin De Bruyne. I would, if I'm honest, I'll probably pick someone with a better fixture, even though I know Kevin De Bruyne can be a great player, obviously, for Man City, and is nailed, probably the best nailed midfielder, even though he missed out on one game where he didn't play, he got benched and then came on. But it's not particularly a player I would choose for the fixture. I'll probably pick a player that has an easier fixture to go for, which might bring a bit more return, because I don't know if that will be a high scoring game, the Tottenham fixture against Man City.
Also, with KDB, I'm just looking at his fixtures right now. He's got Southampton in game week 10, which is pretty good. Game week 9 is Man United, which is a Manchester derby. Then he's got Liverpool, Arsenal. I'm not so sure I'd get De Bruyne on my wild card either. It's just, Salah. There's a lot of, when you downgrade Salah, you're gonna have a lot of funds to spread around as well. I think the new template people will be moving towards will be the three up front. Haaland. There's ISAK at Newcastle. Toney, Mitrovic. I think everyone's gonna have him as well probably. So I'll be looking to go three up top. I think definitely.
With Kevin De Bruyne, just quickly, just looking at fixtures from game week 13 to game week 18, so that's from like mid-October to the end of this year. And his fixtures, if you went for double, like even triple City, Cancelo, De Bruyne, and Haaland, you've got Brighton, Leicester, Fulham, Brentford, Leeds, Everton. I mean, that could be a good time to probably wildcard. When does it end? When's for the first wild card, the expiry? Is it game 16?
I think game week 16 we get unlimited transfers anyway.
Oh yeah.
So we could try bring De Bruyne in maybe when we get unlimited transfers.
That would be Brentford. That would be the Brentford game.
Yeah. So
it'll be interesting. I think for the wild card in replace for Salah, I'll probably be more attracted to Raheem Sterling from Chelsea, because obviously Chelsea's fixtures game week 9 onwards are really attractive, and for the long term as well, Chelsea I think have pretty much good fixtures up to pretty much up to game week 18. I think their fixtures are quite decent, and he's a long-term hold. He's a slightly more cheaper as well, for instead of Salah as well, 10 million. So you're saving that 3 million extra that you can spend elsewhere. It might be a bit more expensive for Raheem Sterling, but he's still a low-owned player. He's only, I think, only 10% owned at the moment.
Just got the fixtures up on here, yeah. Yeah, it will be, and also will be interesting with Chelsea as well, how they do under Potter and the players he has. So that'll be interesting. Jordan, do you want to add anything else? I'll go back to your team. Do you want to add anything else to your team, or let's go back? Let's go back. Here we go. Anything else you want to add, mate?
Well, obviously the captaincy is on Jesus that I picked this week, and I think I'm sticking with that choice because I just like to take a bit of risk with the Jesus, because I did do it before. It didn't pay off as much, but he did score, so it wasn't that much of a loss. I think that's when Harden scored the hat-trick, his second hat-trick, and I captained Jesus instead in the Aston Villa fixture. I feel like I want to try it again just to see what he can do, obviously against Everton, because as you said, Pickford is out injured, and obviously Begovic will have to play in that game. And just from Jesus's attacking threat, even though when he blanks in matches, he's always dangerous in that position when he's in the box having shots. It's just relentless. I think he was a bit unfortunate in the Aston Villa match, where I think Martinez saved 2 or 3 of his shots, and he could have possibly had a hat-trick in that game week too. So for those reasons alone, Arsenal's attack as well this season has been relentless, and with the crowd behind them as well, because they've been really, really loud this season for Arsenal to back them. I feel like Jesus is a very strong candidate for captaincy for this game week coming up.
Yeah. No, Jesus just looks. He could get back into form with maybe a double-digit haul against Everton. Horse, is there any more questions you want to add for Ask Jordan, or?
Mainly, who is he planning to go to? If he is planning to wildcard in game week 8, because he has a 1 free transfer, you could. Have you been tempted to take a punt on maybe like a Leeds player like Sinistera or Aronson, who play Nottingham Forest? Because I think that could be a decent move for your team, personally.
Yeah, I was thinking about Sinestro because obviously I think they play Leicester, which have been struggling in defense.
But they got Bournemouth in it. No, sorry, not Bournemouth. Yeah, or Nottingham. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. Sorry. They have Nottingham Forest, which is a quite good fixture for Leeds, and obviously with what's his name for Leeds, the midfielder that got injured.
Amundsen.
I think
Rodrigo's out.
Yeah, because of Rodrigo being out, it seems like Sinestro is bagging the goals. Do you think he scored 2? I think or 1 goal. I think last game. Even so, he has got returns from goals in his absence of Rodrigo, so it could be a player that I could go for that free transfer. I got to use it somewhere on someone, so he could be a possible player that I could bring in to replace.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. Are we all right to move on, Jordan?
Yep.
You're good. Awesome. Mm-hmm. Right. We'll move on to my team now. I feel like I'm going to probably show off a bit with my team. So this is my how I got on. I got 60 points. Thank you, lads, by the way, with your teams, and all the best for this game as well. But yeah, this is how I got on. 60 points, and it was a 1 million green arrow gain. So I went up from 2.7 million to just under 1.7 million. So I was pretty chuffed about that after a series of like 2 to 3 red arrows, and probably last 2 game weeks before that were red arrows. So over the moon about that. Early days, I'm not really judging my season till probably international break, or probably game week 10, and then I'll really judge it then. But baby steps at the minute. Raya in goal. He's not keeping the clean sheets as much so far. Trippier was a game week 3 wildcard pick that I brought in. Clean sheet last game, which was nice. And then we've got Trent. Talking about Liverpool boys, what to do. I'm going to keep Trent for now. I know we've got some tough fixtures, as you can see there, with Wolves, Chelsea, Brighton, Arsenal, City. So it's all about do I ditch both my Liverpool boys? At the moment, I've not done a transfer. We'll go into that, but I've not done a transfer at the minute.
Okay.
But yeah, I've got Walker at the back. He's got this little injury at the minute, so at the moment I'm just trying to weigh up what the hell's happening. Gomez started, the new guy, against Sevilla. Kept a clean sheet, I think. But yeah, 50% chance of playing. So do I look to get rid of him very soon? Got Williams in there. I don't think he'll ever leave my team. Williams. I think he's just that. He's starting games. He's very cheap, and I think there's no other 4 million. Like maybe Patterson, I'm not interested in him, but just Williams. I think he's shown how attacking he is. Gets an assist every now and again. Well, when he feels like it, when he's lucky. So he will stay on my team throughout the duration unless he gets injured or whatever. Another one as well is McAllister. He was my transfer in. I brought him in for Eze, the game we just gone. I'll tell you something. I can't believe how well when Leicester went ahead, I was thinking this is going to be a long game, and I thought Gross was going to absolutely go mental. And I think he just got an assist in that game, and there was so many people on him. He got 2 goals, and he takes penalties as well. I just did a bit of an eye test. His only goals before that were two of them, and they were both penalties before this game. And I just thought to myself, I couldn't afford Gross. I couldn't get my team, couldn't get Trossard in my team, but I could afford this guy. I had enough in the bank and with the money with Eze to bring in McAllister. And on the maps, like the heat map stuff, he's not getting as far forward as Gross or Trossard, especially. But I just took a punt on this man who took 2 penalties, only goals for penalties. And I didn't think it was going to be they were going to run riot, should we say, win 5-2. By God. So I brought him in. I was over the moon. 14 points. So I was happy with that. So he's staying in my team now. Well, I know they've got a blank game week in 8. So obviously when I do more transfers, switch around. But yeah, so I was happy about that. 14 points. He was one of them that really helped my game week. That's just gone. Martinelli. And Jesus took the Arsenal boys, both blanking Manchester United. So that was their first loss of the season for Arsenal. Man United just absolutely bulldozing past them. Saka getting something in that, so well done, Saka owners. So I'm still keeping them, especially for the Everton game. How dangerous they are. The ownership's there as well. I think that game for Arsenal. I think that Arteta will be absolutely furious losing 3-1 to Manchester United and losing to Manchester United as well. So I think they'll give him a good hiding down, tell him to turn things around 4-0, 5-0 probably against Everton. Who knows? It's like, was it Jordan with the captaincy on Jesus? Yeah. Is it you, Jordan? So you could be laughing, mate. You could be laughing. I know probably a lot of people might be captaining him, but who knows? So Kevin De Bruyne, second week in a row. I captained him in game week 5 for that Forest game. He was benched. That was torture watching that, and Haaland running crazy. I actually, pet rotation is going to be so annoying. It really is, especially with Champions League there and stuff. But I captained this time. Haaland would have got more points. Still got more points if captained him anyway. So, but I'm just glad he didn't blank KDB. He did a lovely cross in that Villa game. Haaland poked it in. So I was happy about that. Salah blanking. We talked a lot about Salah. I think this week is going to be my last chance going with him. We'll get to my team in a minute. Haaland, don't need to talk about him. He's staying in there. The bench is that. Saliba's there. I benched him. I was worried he was going to get -1. The amount of goals he was conceding, he got a yellow card. I thought I was hoping he was going to get a -1, so it would have made things feel a bit more better as well. But yeah, Walker got 2 points. So I started Walker over Saliba. That was my substitution. But yeah, so that's how I got on in that week. So I'm over the moon. I kind of want to target before the international break for game week 7 and 8. I want to kind of get in that top 500k. I've had a bit of a sloppy start, so I really want to. That's my target going into an international break. So top 500k. The points difference is still relatively small, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, that was how I got on. This is my team at the minute. No transfers done. This is how I'm setting up at the moment. So that's the bench with Raya, Walker, and Drayson Stansfield. Stansfield I'm looking to get rid of very, very soon. He was part of that game week 3 wildcard. He's joined Exeter on loan, so I look to get rid of him if I can next couple of game weeks, depending on how much money I've got. But he's not really that. Everyone has at least 4.5 million forward in the team, so it didn't really bother me. So I've got Ward in goal. I'm starting him over Raya, and the reason for that is with Raya, he's got Southampton. Southampton looking, decent. I'd better than expected, to be honest with you. Made some decent signings, and I think Brentford's defence ain't that strong, and I think Southampton could easily score 2 goals past them. With Raya, this is the battle of the sack. Both managers still standing. I can't believe Tuchel got the sack before Gerrard or Rodgers, but hey ho. He's not kept a single clean sheet yet by the looks of it. But Raya, I think for this battle of the sack, Villa aren't one for scoring that many goals, I don't think. So I prefer him. I'm intrigued to see how this game goes, even though they conceded 5 goals to Brighton. But I'm going to just start him. I have to start one of them, but I'm going to take that punt at the moment. Just start Ward. The back 4: Trips, Trent, Saliba, and Williams. I think they've all got decent, very nice fixtures. Newcastle look relatively sound at the back. West Ham aren't really scoring the goals as such. They're kind of struggling, while Newcastle, like I said, look relatively strong. So I'm going to start Trips, get some attacker returns, set pieces. Trent Alexander-Arnold, got to keep my boy. See what happens. Hopefully, clean sheet, maybe a cheeky corner taken quickly sort of moment. Saliba's in there too. Hopefully, a clean sheet there. Hopefully, it's sure that screen's clean sheet. So hopefully, someone like Mopay doesn't ruin it all. But yeah, I'm going to go start Saliba, and then we've got Williams in there. He's very, very cheap, and he's starting games. He's looking good. He could get a cheeky assist. Who knows? Leeds will be difficult. That's a Monday night, I believe, last game of the game week. It's going to be a difficult game because Leeds look very, very attacking. You got Harrison, you got, I know Rodrigo's out at the moment. You got Aronson, who looks good since the era, who Jordan was talking about. So this could be a tough one to keep a clean sheet in. And Forest aren't, even though they made about 20 odd new signings, it's like, I think Williams is still a good one to start. I think a lot of people will probably still be starting him with that $4 million price. Midfield wise, they got Bournemouth. This is the no Potter era. Potter's disappeared now. So this is going to be fun to see how this game will go. Bournemouth had a great turnaround against Nottingham Forest, but I'm sure Brighton game will be a much, much tougher one for them. But I think, I'm still going to start McAllister, obviously, and hopefully he can replicate what he did against Leicester and bring it to the Bournemouth game. Martinelli and Jesus going to keep at them. KDB and Haaland still going to keep KDB for now. He's not, since I brought him in. Was it game week 3? I think it was game week 3. I don't know. I can't remember I brought him, but it's very recent. And he's not really hit the ground running as such for my team. So I'm going to keep him for now, give him the next 3 to 4 game weeks, and then plan it around then. But with Salah, with the captaincy, I've still got the captaincy on him. I just want to believe, but that's me trying to make myself believe that we can win this when we got battered 4-1 and we had the most dodgiest start. So I really need to slap myself in the face and wake up and stop being so biased, because Salah's playing so far out wide. Salah doesn't look like the same player he was. Who was I talking to the other day about like this, like Nunes and Diaz, they kind of look like selfish players. They're not ones that are playing like, I can't remember who I was talking to the other day, but they were saying like, and I agree with them, that they're a bit of selfish players. Nunes, he doesn't look like he's going to pass the ball. You watch him in the Fulham game, he looks like he wants you to pass in the ball and he just wants to score. Diaz is a bit like that as well. So I don't think there's that much teamwork. I think that's what's been our problem. I don't see that much teamwork. Mane's gone now. Can't stop crying about that now. He's doing great at Bayern Munich. Diaz has to fill those boots. But yeah, I still feel we should have, Arthur Marshmallow, where his bloody name is. Was he a panic buy? I don't know too much about him. Besides, he used to play for Barcelona before Juventus. But yeah, I think we've messed up at the moment. But I think hopefully with Matip back now to full fitness, we need Konate back soon. We've got Jota back. We've got Thiago on his way back. Hopefully, we just need to win this game and just lift our spirits up a bit. So I'm kind of at the minute got the captaincy on him. I'm kind of tempted to go for Jesus. Haaland is there, and it's a very tough one. I'll get your thoughts. I'm kind of thinking of rolling the transfer. I'm thinking of going into game week 8 with 2 free transfers. So at the moment, I don't feel, when I look at this team now on the bench, I don't feel like I need to rip it apart for this week. I feel it's fine. I feel the fixtures are decent, and some of these players are in form. I feel like I don't need to rip it apart. We'll get your thoughts quickly. Huss, what's your thoughts? You want any questions or anything?
Yeah, I agree with you regarding your team for this week. You could probably roll the transfer because obviously, as you know, a lot of other managers are going to wildcard in game week 8 and game week 9. So that leaves you with 2 free transfers if you did want to kind of shake things up next week, because I think a lot of people are going to be playing free up top very soon with Mitrovic, TONEY, ISAK, and also even Solanke potentially. Obviously you played your wild card early? Are you gonna want to shift your team? Do you have any plans to play free up top, or are you quite happy with the Jesus Haaland for now? Because obviously there is a fixture swing that happens.
I really want to go in that 3 up top. ISAK from Newcastle and MITRO are definitely on my radar. I don't want TONEY because I think when I watched that game against Leeds, he had the most easiest hat trick ever. He had a penalty, he had a free kick which was in range, and I think Meslier came out a goal for Leeds, and he had an easy goal. I wasn't that impressed with TONEY. I think he's a good player, but I don't feel tempted enough to bring someone like TONEY in. People mention him. I like the new guy from Newcastle. I like MITRO. Definitely, he's looking a lot better. I've slated him. Combe, who's a big Fulham fan in the chat, he knows what I'm thinking of him. But I think now he's impressed me. I think this better manager. He's got better players around him. They seem a lot more positive. It's nice to see. So yeah, so MITRO, he's definitely on my thoughts. He's definitely in consideration. Yeah. Yeah,
he's probably definitely coming into my wildcard team when I do wildcard in game week 9. I think you can see probably the template switching up a bit, which is probably good for the game anyway, because a lot of people were complaining there's a template forming and a lot of people were burning transfers early. But I think now you're going to get people making different type of moves, which is going to make it a lot better for us as managers.
Yeah, we'll just get John's thoughts because I know you guys need to head off, and because shout out to FPL Duo, they'll be doing a stream very, very soon at 7 o'clock, so do tune in for that. But just before we get to Jordan's thoughts, I am planning, if I did roll, going into game week 8 with 2 free transfers, I'll be looking to sell Salah and then upgrade probably Stansfield and then get that third forward in. So that's my little plan that I want to do going into game week 8 next week with 2 free transfers. So I'm giving Salah this last week. Jordan, any questions? What your thoughts on my team?
I have 2 questions. The first one is, are you 100% on your captaincy pick being on Salah, or will there be a slight a little change just before the deadline before the game week starts, or are you 100% certain that Salah is your captaincy for game week 7?
Oh, it would change. Yeah, I'm not 100. I'm not even 70, 60% sure I'm going to captain Salah because, especially last night, Wolves are tough. I think it's just bias. Like I said earlier, I'm biased being a Liverpool fan. I just want to see us winning games. It's just we're stuck in this rut. We should be beating these teams. We shouldn't be dropping points to Man United. We shouldn't be dropping points to Everton. We shouldn't be dropping points to past at Fulham. And it's so bad to see. And for a Liverpool fan like me and Huss in particular, it's we need to start winning games. And I know I'm going to go on a bit of a rant here, but I know you guys need to go. But for about 20 seconds, Huss will know, and Jordan probably heard about it. All these Liverpool fans saying like Klopp out, get out.
Yeah.
This man has brought us our first league title in 30 years when he did the Champions League in like 14, 15, 16 years, first FA Cup in like 16 years, League Cup in like 10 years. Get out, seriously, because you don't know what you're talking about. This man has rebuilt this club. No other manager, has done what he's done, bringing these trophies back. It's patience. Stop like jumping ship or saying like, oh, he's not good enough, or just because Tuchel's gone, don't start saying, oh, it's time for Klopp to go. Klopp has rebuilt this club. We love him. The fans love him. He loves us. There's going to be a statue outside of Anfield one day where Shankly is. There is one day. There is, because this man has changed the game. He's brought the good times back to Liverpool, and we're stuck in a rut. Like I talked with FPL Obsessed quite a few weeks ago. It's a blip. What we've had in the minute. We'll turn things around, hopefully. So we have got some very tough games after Wolves. So yeah, hopefully we'll turn things around. Keep the faith. But yeah, Jordan, after that little mini rant of mine, any more questions? Do you want to ask me?
There's one more question. It's not to do with your players in your team, but it's in case you do bring this player in. If you do decide to bring in ISAK for your team, are you worried that he is a rotation risk with Wilson when he returns back from his injury? Do you feel like he will be a risk if he's rotated in the game between those two? Obviously, because Wilson was the only real forward for Newcastle, but with this new signing now for ISAK, even though he's 60 million, are you concerned that if you do choose to have him in your team, will you be afraid of his rotation risk?
Definitely. I was the other day. I was wondering this. So it's like I'm more tempted to go for MITRO instead, because he's hit the ground. Oh, so is ISAK, but MITRO's game after game after game start the season. He's proven it now. He's in good form. He's at the moment. I think there obviously will be rotation because Callum Wilson's always been that sort of talisman for Newcastle. So yeah, I would be worried with that. So if I were to do what I said I was going to do with 2 free transfers in Game Week 8, I would probably more than likely have MITRO as that third forward for sure, like a lot of people. I think he's, I don't know what his fixtures are like. I think he's got a good, I don't know what his runs like. Let's have a quick look. We've seen Newcastle. We could just look at Stansfield's at the pictures, but he's got Chelsea. So I'll bring him in for probably the Forest game. He's got Newcastle, West Ham. He's got some lovely fixtures after Chelsea. He could easily score against Chelsea, but my plan's Forest in that week. But these fixtures look really nice. Look decent to me. So that would be my sort of plan. But yeah, we'll probably wrap things up if that's all right with you guys. I know you guys need help, but I appreciate it. I just want to. I'm actually shocked by looking at this. I'm gutted. The Queen has passed away.
Yeah. Oh. Rest in peace to the Queen.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Gutted. Rest in peace. Just a fantastic leader. I know we need to go off, but I just want to say quickly, she's been a fantastic Queen over, God knows, 60, 70 years. God bless her. Yeah. God bless the Queen. I tell you, I'm absolutely gutted. So, yeah. But anyway, rest in peace to Queen Elizabeth. But thank you so much to Jordan and Huss. Thank you so much for coming on, guys, and thank you for your thoughts. Do check out the FPL Duo. Link is in the in the description. Just type in FPL Duo on YouTube. They're going live in about 10 to 15 minutes, so do check them out. Lads, thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate it. It's meant a lot. And hopefully have you on again in the near future, very, very soon.
Well, thank
All
you
right,
for
guys.
having us.
Take it easy.
Thank you for having us, man. Take care.
it easy. See you later.
See ya.
Bye.